Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Zoe and welcome back to another video. Today we have a very fun one, I think. Today we're going to be talking about every single book that I read in 2024, but I can only talk about each one in a sentence. I can't say any more about each book. It has to be a sentence or less. Some might even be a word depending on how I felt about them. But I just want this to be quick, dirty, done. We're done with it. But I also did want to talk to you about every book that I read last year. So we're just gonna do this. Let's get right into it. I just want to talk about all these books. So I think I've said this a million times now, but 2024 was a very scaled back reading year for me. I read 43 books in 2024, and the first one was a great one. So let's just get right into it. Number one was The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This was 4.5 stars. Loved it so much. Then we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is 5 stars, my favorite book of the year, I think. Number 3 is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. What even happened? That's my sentence. Oh, and I'd give that one like a 1.5 stars. Next we have The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. My sentence for this one is, what a warrior, and I think I gave that one like 4 stars. Next we have Solitaire by Alice Oseman, and this was a 5-star read for me. I love Tori so much. Then we have The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. This one was a 4-star read for me. This is just hold on to those you love. Next up was Falling by TJ Newman. This was a 2-star read for me. My thoughts were, why would I read this when I already have a fear of planes? Then I read Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This was fantastic. I loved Daisy Hates so much. Maybe that was 2 sentences. This was a 4-star read for me. Next we have Till There Was You by Lindsay Hammeroff. This was like 3.75 stars. This was so cute, my heart was melting, literally. Next we have Good Material, another one of my favorites of the year. This was a 4.5 star, and my thoughts were, what a refreshing perspective to see it from a man's point of view. Then I read One Moment by Becky Hunter. This one I didn't even rate. All I can say was it was entirely underwhelming. Next I read Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. I did not rate this one, however I did adore it. This wrecked me. And then we have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. And what I have to say about this one? Better than any of the others, I guess. Moving on, I just had to grab a new stack of books. We have some that I read on my Kindle. We have If You Give a Single Dad a Nanny by Anne Einerson. So freaking cute. 4 stars. Then we have Signed, Sealed, Delivered by Juliana Smith. Again, so adorable. 3 stars, I think? I can't really remember. Next up, we have one that I buddy read with my girl Bethany when I went to Alabama to see her. We have Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. 2 stars. Lynn, girl, what the heck? You failed me with this one. Sorry. Then we have Now Accepting Roses by Amanda Stanton. As a past Bachelor Nation fan, I loved this one, but I don't rate memoirs, so. Then we have The Measure by Nikki Erlich. This was like a 4-star read for me. What a conversation starter. Then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Don't hate me, this was like a 2-star for me. I'd rather just read The Hunger Games. Next we have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. This was another 2-star for me, and my thoughts are, I don't like reading books about pregnancy or babies. Then I read I Hope You Stay by Courtney Peppernell. This was my first book by her, and there are far better poets out there. I'm so sorry. Didn't really enjoy it, but there were some cute ones. That was a lot to say about that one. Okay, if there was a random change in angle, it's because my card was full and I had to stop recording for a second, but we're gonna continue on. Next I have A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. It was about time that I finished this one. 5 stars, loved it. Then we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is the part of the year when we start getting into some better reads for me. This one was 5 stars. How freaking insane, please go read it. Then we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I've been meaning to read this for ages. This was 4.5 stars. I loved this one so much. It reminded me of Safe Haven. I'm sorry I'm talking more than I should about this one, but I love Safe Haven and that's what this one made me think of, so I adored it. Next we have Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. Fun at first, then it got boring. 2.5 stars. Next we have Drowning by TJ Newman. This is the sequel to Falling by TJ Newman. 3 stars, slightly better, but again, why would I read this book when I already have a fear of planes? Somebody tell me, please. Then I read Before You Know It by S.K. Williams, another poetry book. 1 star. I can't say anything good, so I'm not going to say anything at all. Next we have Normal People by Sally Rooney. 3.75 stars. I prefer other Sally Rooney books. Then I read Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. Never, ever expected to read this in a million years. 3.75 stars. This is literally insane, but so good in a weird way. Then I read Notes on an Execution by Danya Kukovka. 5 stars. Everybody should read this book. Next, I read The Brick of a Book to Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. 4 stars. It was too long, but I really enjoyed it. Next, I read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. 5 stars. This was such beautiful storytelling. Then I read The Situationship by Abby Jimenez. Adorable as always. No rating. Then I read The Champions by Kara Thomas. 2.5 stars. This was YA in the most YA way, and maybe not in a good way, if that makes any sense at all to anyone. It does to me. Next we have Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. 5 stars. Rome, Kentucky has my whole heart. Then I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. 5 stars. About freaking time, bro. What the heck? Then I read Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist by Allie K. Mulford. Surprisingly adorable. 4 stars. Then I read The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. 5 stars. This one pulled at my heartstrings like no other. Then I read My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. Like 2.5 stars. I should have known better. Her endings are just a little goofy. Is it intentional? Is it not? Will we ever know? Who's to say? Then I read James by Percival Everett. 5 stars. This was incredible. So good. Then I read Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. This was a 4 star for me, maybe 4.25. It was very relatable in a very raw and real way. And finally, to end my 2024, I read The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon? I don't know. 5 stars. Women are the best. Men suck. I loved it. That's what I have to say about that one. I don't know. Okay, so those are all 43 books that I read in 2024. As you can see, I had a very all over the place reading year. Lots of low ratings, but also quite a few that I rated pretty high. So it was definitely a journey. I am happy to move on to a new year of reading now, and hopefully have an even better one for 2025. So if you liked any of these books, have anything to say about any of them, want to let me know about anything that you read in 2024, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. All my socials are linked down below. As always, you know the drill. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so happy to be back on YouTube making videos for you guys again. I missed you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.